Hello everyone, it's Soul Commander and welcome to the channel. I want to urge you guys to subscribe, and when you do, make sure you click on the little bell down there too. That way you get updates every time we put out a video, and we do that at least once a week, sometimes more, but try to limit it to at least one time a week. Don't want to oversaturate you guys with tons and tons of videos every day, so we try to limit it a little bit. Today we're taking a look at a watch. This is the CRRJU men's stainless steel watch, and this is going to be an unboxing, and then I'm going to test it out and tell you what I think about it. Comes in a very nice box, by the way. I do think I'm pretty impressed with that. And yes, a little manual. Now, the manual I have looked at, and there's some confliction in the manual. That is to say, some of the information in here is for a different type of a watch. Then it seems to be that the information in here is for the watch that we're looking at today. So it kind of can get a little confusing. You might think, oh, you have a mechanical watch, one that self-winds. Well, this one is not. This one takes a battery, but according to the manual, you may get a little misconstrued, a little misinformation with that. So that's one thing I think they could improve on, making a manual specific to the particular watch that you purchased, right? Makes sense to me. And you get a little card in there. It's kind of a, it's nice. Nice little guarantee there with your name and that sort of thing. You can put on there the model number and that. So that's kind of nice. A little foam there. And then the watch itself with a nice little cleaning cloth, and they give you the little tool. Now, this little tool, you got to be careful with it, because if you don't be careful, if you're trying to replace, say, a link in the watch, you need it smaller, you're going to bend that. Okay, it's kind of delicate, so be really, really careful when you're using that tool. Here's the watch. It comes nicely packaged. As you can see, it's got protection on it that we might as well just take off. And it might not be easy to get it off. It's kind of sticky and it's all over the place. No, it's relatively simple to get off. But there's just lots of pieces of it. Okay, so it's going to take you a little bit of time. I should just probably pause the video while I'm taking this off, right? I'm gonna cheat here a little bit, and we'll get it off. But it's a very nice watch, very fashionable watch, I have to say. And I haven't tried it out yet, as you can tell. Not with all this stuff on it, right? And it still has the tag on it as well, too. So, yeah, we just got to rip it off here and break something while we're doing it, right? No, we're not going to do that either. Okay, we're almost there, folks, and I don't want to scratch the finish on the watch, although I understand it's very durable. I might as well tell you a little bit about the watch while I'm doing this, right? Instead of wasting everybody's time just gibbering and jabbering. This does have a date function on the watch, and it's not really waterproof. It's water resistant, okay? So it does have some resistance to water. So there, we finally got it off. And if you can take a nice, if we can focus here, if we can get the camera to focus, it does have a nice look to it. It really does. And you can see it's ticking away. I guess you probably will have to replace the battery in this maybe once a year, once every 2 years, something like that. It does have a luminous hour and minute hand. Again, the manual is a little confusing because it doesn't all light up, okay? What I've found out in a little experimentation was that it's only the hour and the minute hand. You can see the white on there. If you get it in enough light when you're in a darkened area, those particular hands will light up. It also is made in China. What isn't? But I have to say, it seems to be pretty solid. I mean, that's a stainless steel back. It's heavy. It is very heavy. It's definitely a man's watch. It's got the fold over clasp. I don't know, some of you folks maybe don't like that. I happen to have a lot of watches with that, so I'm quite familiar with it. So it does have that. It does have a minute subdial. Now this, you have to have good eyesight to see this. I mean, you really do. So if you have poor eyesight, this probably isn't the watch for you, because the numbers on there are very, very tiny, very small. So, but yeah, it does have a minute subdial. It has a second subdial, and then it's got a 24-hour dial as well. That's what the 3 dials are there, okay? And you can reset it and start it, kind of like a stopwatch. This has a pull-out feature. You pull it out once to set the time, pull it out further, and you can adjust the little settings and stuff. It does have a 12-month warranty as well, so that's kind of nice. So I am going to stop the video, and I'm going to test this out. I'm just going to give it a little test for a few weeks and see what I think of it. And I will come back and finish up this video for you guys. Okay, folks, well, this is kind of some bonus footage because the watch was actually had too many links in it, and it was too big for me. And so what I managed to do with the tool that they gave me is take out one of the pins anyway. I was able to get it out. It was a little difficult. I had to press rather hard and then very carefully, because this does bend easily on the tool, and it just is kind of awkward to get out. I was able to get one link out of the one side of the watch, and then I decided, you know what, I have a watch repair kit, and I'm going to leave the link below for you guys if you're interested in this watch repair kit. It's the Wanbi, and you can also get it on Amazon. I believe it's under $22 right now, and it's actually, they call it a 164-piece repair kit, because you get a whole bunch of pins in here, and they count each one of those pins, as well as the tweezers, the pointed nose pliers, the different tools, the Phillips screwdriver. This comes in really handy, the little mallet. And you got the tweezers, you got another little poking device there. And then to take the back of the watch off to do the battery, you get that. They give you a pair of white gloves to wear as well, so that you don't, hurt the watch or whatever when you're doing it. And then, of course, they give you this kit right here, this little piece, and it's really handy into taking these pins out. Now here's our watch. You want to be careful when you're doing this. You want to see on the back of the watch that shows an arrow there. That's the direction that you want to push the pin out, in that direction. So we will be pushing the pin out this way, and then there's this device, and you just screw this until the pin comes out. It's really handy. The only thing that's not handy about it is when you're on camera. So I'm going to do this a little awkwardly. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. The pin is right there, and it's very hard to see on camera with black, but you can see it. You'll be able to figure out where it is and stuff. Just make sure you're following the arrow in the direction that it goes out, because if you don't, it's not going to come out, because they're put in here a special way that they hold in one direction. So I'm going to line this little pin up with the device here, and it should fall right into place. I'm going to tip the watch just a little bit. It's a little awkward here, but I think we can get it done here. I haven't tried this on camera yet, but get that lined up in there. There it is. I felt it go in. There's a little protrusion there. So then we just screw this device, and then it should push the pin right out. You just go really slow. There, I heard it come out. There it came out. You just keep turning until it comes out. You want to be careful, because you don't want to break this pin off either. And then you, as you can see, there's the pin, and you can then at that point just pull it out. And when you're putting the pin back in, you're going to want to, for when you're putting the watch back together here, you're going to want to put it back in the opposite way you took it out. In other words, it came out this way. Now you're going to want to put it in on this side, the opposite of the arrow, and put it in. Okay, and so yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. It'll come in handy if you have a watch repair kit. If you don't, the little tool does work. It just will take you a little bit longer, and you're going to have to be very, very careful when you're doing it. And I'll leave the link below so you guys can check that out if you're interested in this. It comes in a nice zipper case, and I mean it's a nice kit. And you don't probably use it that often, but when you're changing watch batteries, I've used this quite a bit to take the back off, because those backs come off really hard. So that's a nice little metal flange there that you can pry off the back, and I mean it literally it's a nice tool because you don't scratch the back that way. So all of this stuff really comes in handy. It just, it's something that doesn't maybe get used that often, unless you're repairing people's watches, by putting new batteries in and stuff, and making a little money on the side. Then hey, there you go. There's your kit. Anyway, just wanted to show you guys that. Thanks for watching that. Okay, we are back, and I wanted to show you guys too, if you're getting this watch, make sure that you check the face of it, because you're going to have this film on the face, and there was also one on the back as well. I didn't take that off during our unboxing and stuff. What do I think of the watch? It's heavy, and I think it's pretty durable. I do have some little qualms about some of the things on here. Nothing of a big deal, I guess. If you're a younger person, you won't have any problems as long as you have good eyesight. Some of the the information on here, the numbers and stuff, they're very tiny, so they're very hard to read. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit of a concern for somebody maybe that's older. Okay, this is maybe not the watch for you. Also, the manual. I've got to, I'm a big person with manuals, and as far as having easy to read print. Well, this manual has misinformation in it. Of course, I told you about that a little bit, I think, in the beginning of the video. But some of the information in here is not for this watch. This information right there is for this watch. The rest of this information is really not for the watch. So my suggestion to the company is take the information for the watch, use the full sheet of paper, and put it in larger print so it's easy for a person to read. Okay? That's my suggestion. Do that, and then I'll be happy. I like manuals that are easier to read, that aren't such fine print, and that are accurate too. So one manual does not necessarily fit all, and it can get a little confusing, just a little bit, so it's like put the correct information in for the watch. Going to give this watch a B rating. Okay, it's under $25. It's not a bad watch. I'll leave the link below, and I think it's a pretty good watch, so check it out if you're looking for something that's fashionable and stylish. It's a nice watch. This is Soul Commander saying you guys take care of yourself and be good to each other. Until next time.